And I hope that I'll be able to cover the topic that is announced on the first slide. What have we gained from EU membership and what is lost? Are our ideals fallen by the wayside? Where does the path continue? Actually, I'm pretty sure that every one of us here in this room, or anybody in European Union or elsewhere, would have answered to this question. We can get directly into the cliché and we can repeat immediately all the narrative that covers both sides. What is positive and what is negative. What has been achieved and what has been lost. So obviously we are not here in order to exchange different clichés. I will try, first of all, before I'm trying anything, first of all let us get to know each other. I will be performing for you today twice. This is my first presentation, then as it has been announced, there is a young, smart lady who will give her presentation on second topic, and then it's again me. And I will try, during my second presentation, to write some topics that will hopefully fuel the discussion in the afternoon, which is going to be moderated by our colleague Jörg Stanków. And there is another colleague, a doctoral student at Sofia University, Lilia Elenkova. So both of them, I believe, for the pleasure of all participants and themselves, to have a great discussion. I want to bring my excuses now that I won't be able to stay in the afternoon because I have a presentation in the evening in Sofia. So maybe the way I was kind of a driver in my previous life, because it was Sofia Plovdiv talking and then Plovdiv Sofia. So there's such days interesting. And let me ask you, most of you are from Bulgaria or from different countries. So just
the most Bulgaria. Yes.
How many of you are from different countries? Please raise your hand. So it's like how? I believe that everybody here, being from Bulgaria or from different countries, we are all informed about the general stuff. You know that Bulgaria became a member state of the European Union in the year 2007, January 1st. It was a great New Year Eve. There was a huge fireworks downtown Sofia. It was beautiful. It was full of expectations and I would say enthusiasm. Why? Because of different reasons. Years in historic context is nothing. This is just long. But for an individual, it is quite a period. So to have a political system that has been changed tremendously after the World War II, and to have totalitarian political system installed forcefully in so many countries in Eastern Europe, had its trace in different ways. Private property was destroyed. Individualism was considered dirty word. To take care of yourself is not something that you are encouraged to. You have a state that will take care of you. So to be socialized in a political system that teaches you to do nothing, so to say, brings certain values and attitudes that remain. So the transition period after 1989 is not an easy one. It is not an easy one for GDR, German Democratic Republic, for Hungary, Poland, etc., etc. But what is specific about Bulgaria is that I assume it was the most difficult case. There was no single institution during these 45 years which could preserve a social or political alternative. There was small but still preserved private property in Poland. Catholic Church is a powerful institution for all the countries where Catholicism is strong religion. For GDRPs, there is a Federal Republic of Germany, which is kind of an alternative. Civil society was destroyed entirely. What we study today in the textbooks of political science could be checked the way it works during World War II, just in brackets. When Bulgaria was allied with Nazi Germany, Bulgarian Jewish population remained alive, not because somebody changed their mind, but because there were groups of civil society which did not observe something which was wrong and broke principle. So the result was different. But after the new totalitarian system was installed, all these groups were completely prohibited, destroyed, and there was one official part for the policy. The Communist Party and all the institutions that were re-established in the state. So, to have a transition and to have a restart from the system is a difficult one because there is no strong engine to help. To make the whole picture more difficult is the powerful structures of anything we would call KGB, or Bulgarian equivalent to KGB. So the first years in early 90s were really difficult ones. There were huge political emotions. Enthusiasm was great. New actors appeared on the political and social stage, so-called wrestlers. The turmoil was tremendous. We went through a deep financial crisis and economic crisis. Bulgaria was facing almost hyperinflation in 1996. So the expectation of becoming member of the European Union was kind of a dream. A lot of positive expectations. To a certain extent that it will be kind of a magic, that everything will change at once, so to say. But to make the long story short, just take what I said by now as an argument that values and attitudes towards European Union were, for big parts of the population, very positive. Was Bulgaria prepared? Rather no. Of course, the process before Bulgaria joined the EU went through the given path. the harmonization of the law, fulfilling the basic requirements were there. But it is one thing to do something in the law system and completely different thing to make it come through, to make it happen. One of the first cliches are, yes, Bulgaria is the poorest member of the EU today, and it was the same when Bulgaria joined in 2007. If we go outside and ask any Bulgarian to describe for a foreigner what kind of a country is Bulgaria, you can try, check afterwards when you meet some Bulgarian. Or you guys from Bulgaria ask your fellow citizens or school guys how they could describe their own country. You will hear that Bulgaria is a small country, very beautiful, with great history. Full stop. If you have a research with school children, ask them, I did so when students come to the university in their first year. I give them several questions, but actually the three are the most important. I ask them to write 10 events or 10 things that shape their national self-esteem, then to write 10 events or 10 somethings from history or nowadays which shape their feeling of anger, and the same about their feeling of shame. So, you can guess. We are proud with our distant history. First Bulgarian Empire, Second Bulgarian Empire. A lot of battles, a lot of battles. Medieval Bulgarian state. The anger is mostly with the neighbors, and the shame is with today. Because today, and then you can have the whole negativism, the whole nihilism. This is kind of a bad luck that we were born now. Germany is a rich society. Any other country in the world, the well-developed countries, we don't think about Albania, we don't think about Africa, we don't think about our neighboring countries. We compare ourselves with the United States, Germany, France, United Kingdom, Italy, Spain, etc., etc. So, bad luck. Most of these countries are richer and they have such a great life. So let's start complaining. And our politicians are corrupted, all of them. The politics is a dirty thing, so we can assume that just bad guys go to politics and the rest, the good ones, are outside. So what makes us good or bad if we jump into politics? Does it make us bad guys just because we enter this field of dirty work? But because this is us, we are good, just the other thing. So, this is quite trivial. It happens not only in Bulgaria. But here, we can consider it as a national sport. You can switch to any radio or TV show, anything, and you will hear immediately examples of this perception of ourselves. We are losers. So we have great history, beautiful nature, I passed the beautiful landscape and then what today? Well, what's the real story? Is Bulgaria a small country? I can finger in the middle. You see, by size, Bulgaria is here. Actually, for Europe, it is not really a small state, small country. The Netherlands is twice smaller, and the population is twice bigger. And I don't believe that anybody from the Netherlands will start, no, we are insignificant because the Netherlands really is a small country. So, population in millions, okay. Bulgaria is, it used to be about 8 million, now it becomes smaller and smaller because of huge immigration. Let me tell you something in brackets. Bulgaria. In the middle. In 1990, when we were full of enthusiasm, I'm a sociologist with education background, so we wanted really so much to have opportunity to conduct researches. And we prepared with a colleague of ours, all of us, before we reached our 30, we made a presentation of some methodology, of course, with American textbooks. So we were educated and aware. We wanted to gather data about the feeling of national identification. So, how about national identity? And as we didn't have any money, it was just out of our enthusiasm, we developed this methodology and we went for approbation in Sofia University and Technical University just to check what has been developed. We processed this data and we realized something really shocking. All indicators that were considered to measure different aspects of feeling of national identity didn't reach even 5% positive identification with anything that was Bulgarian. Even being French or family, education, career, so orientation towards immigration was really huge. Of course, these were the students, but still, less than 5%, it was an absolutely clear indicator about the way alienation, maybe due to the political system, due to the way socialism was really ugly society. So you have different reasons for feeling like being in a different place. It started, but it doesn't stop. I think that one of the specificities of Bulgarian society even today is this classical situation. You cannot solve any problem if you have a crisis in the feeling of national identity. It was described in the classical books in the theory of political culture by Gabriel Almond and Sidney Verba in their comparative researches in mid-60s when they were comparing Germany and Mexico and UK and Japan and Sweden and for a variety of reasons. So they came to this conclusion that when this item suffers of a problem, if you have a problem to identify yourself with given society, so you don't care. You look for solving of your problems for your own. You could project yourself in the US or in Germany or in France, or you can be in alienation being here. You don't listen to the news, you don't care. You have your own corner. So this persistent problem is part of the most difficult issues in our transition, in our social life, in our political life, and the fact that most of us try to look for individual opportunities to cope with the current. Still, it is better now than it used to be, because the generations change, because of the economic and financial crisis, luckily for us. So there is everything, something positive even in this zone. So the problems with the security, I don't know. But still, this slightly improves, and maybe the public speech is one of the most powerful engines that bring fuel to this negativism, to consider ourselves as losers being here, and not to look for opportunities to develop this country that is located in such a beautiful and really tolerant nature. You don't have dangerous animals in the mountain or in the sea. You have great climate. You could have all different types of agriculture. You could have great spa. I mean, there are a lot of opportunities. So what we are missing is this more enthusiastic entrepreneurship towards anything, or this readiness to be individual that takes responsibility of herself or himself. Not to expect that somebody else will take care of you. The time factor, I believe, works for us here. Step by step, in one way or another, we'll learn. Just a few examples. Bulgaria is on, if I'm not wrong, but fourth or fifth place in the world of production of bicycles per capita, for example. Bulgaria currently has the first place in the world production of climbing walls. Yes, it's a very successful business. Just to show that it's possible. And another small example. I'm sure, so to say, for you foreigners, and that you haven't heard of the small town of Kavarna. Not Varna, but Kavarna. Kavarna is really a not significant town. It has nothing. It is located on the Black Sea, but it doesn't have this beautiful golden sand. It doesn't have a big resort. And also it wasn't popular for the intellectuals as our South, so to go to somewhere where the wild nature is and to enjoy. So there's just nothing. It's a center of agricultural region, economy, as everywhere in the early 90s was broken. So how it happened still in Bulgaria that this small Kavarna that has nothing appeared very popular, not only in Bulgaria, but for certain audience, it is popular, so to say, worldwide. The mayor of Kavarna, his name is Tom, maybe because he loves rock music, but he succeeded to turn Kavarna as a symbol of rock music, heavy metal or whatever rock music. During his first term, the high level of unemployment of Kavarna, 4 years, I think it was about 16% unemployment, and the first term dropped to 6%. The price of the land went up 3 times. And of course, all grandmas and grandpas in Kavarna, they didn't become a fans of rock music. But the rock was used by Tom as a rocket that brought interest into Kavarna. And he didn't explain to the world, come here please, you know, our labor is so cheap. We just have such a beautiful land, but please come and see it. He didn't beg. He organized something, not himself, not the municipality. They found their partners. They brought audience for rock festivals in the early summer. Then they had events throughout the summer. Through organization, they showed, they gave reasons for different audiences to be discovered. They were doing very, very well. It happened because of the way the local power, the mayor and his team, and the rest were well organized. I'm closing this break. It is possible. Everyone who tries, it's trivial to convince ourselves that it's possible. If we just use a title, it's trivial. But when we go into detail and we see actually that this is the way system functions, it's possible. So instead of losing energy for complaining, it's better to do something. So despite Bulgaria is losing population because of these results for demography, most of the people who immigrate are youngsters, so they give birth to their children in different places. It's a huge wave of immigration for the first time in Bulgarian history. So you can see that despite Bulgaria as territory or population is in the middle of this picture, its position is in the end, and we stay there firmly. If we use entire time of our meeting just facing this picture, we are going to look for arguments why Bulgaria was such a loser despite it became a member of this group. And from the other hand, we have Kavarna, and we have this guy with the climbing walls, and we have different types of productions. And I see Georgi Stankovic is from Haskovo, and there is a famous company, Deroni, that was initiated by 3 guys in Haskovo. They produce different things out of tomatoes. Gluten were this great thing prepared out of tomatoes and so on, peppers. It's possible. Yes, in comparison with most of the countries, the GDP gives you a picture of problematic country. But is this the only indicator that shows you the quality of life? Is this the only indicator that shows you its value? So, what have we gained from EU membership? Have I several minutes, like 5, 10? Violeta? Mrs. Гечева. Колко минути има? 5, 10? Колко минути има? So, forever. Oh, thank you. So, I have 5 minutes. I'll make use of your attention slightly more, like 6, 7. And I will try to summarize what I can share with you. Well, Bulgaria has a chance. One of the biggest opportunities for Bulgaria becoming a member of the European Union is the frame of the rules. The shift from the previous society towards a new system to re-establish democracy takes time. And as we all know, democracy requires rules, lawful states, observing rights, individual rights, and of course, active individuals. So rules matters. It is trivial to say, but great to be experienced. Chances for education. I don't mean only the chance for our youngsters to go in Western universities. This is always an option. But there is nothing wrong with Bulgarian universities. Sofia University is the only university out of 50 universities in Bulgaria which could be recognized on the world map. It is about 850. But with such a small funding, the fact that it has this position means a lot. And if we follow the results in just the newest one show that Sofia University moved 50 positions up, which is crazy. To graduate from this or other universities, for all students who came not to get a diploma, but really to study, and this is true for everybody. The university doesn't give you anything if you're passive. You just could learn something, but if you are not motivated and if you are not eager about getting this really as your tool for your future, you won't be successful anyway. So a lot of students who graduate from any discipline, they have great career. Of course, there are people with poor careers, but it's possible. But why did I put this as chance for education? To be part of a competitive system keeps you always active. This is true for professors, this is true for students, this is true for everybody. Obviously the world is global, so it is one thing to get this opportunity due to your own activities to go to the US or to get all the information from the web, etc., etc. It will come with or without European Union. But what European Union has is to do this on equal basis. And this is not only for Bulgarians to go abroad, but also for Europeans to come here. Erasmus program is such a great opportunity for everybody in this age to spend a semester or academic year or a week, but to get to know each other is part of discovering European Union again and again. And this is true not only for Bulgaria, but for any other member state. Because our task is not to study about European Union as if it is somewhere distant. This is our European Union. And when we know each other better, as this seminar happens, as many more conferences and education, etc., it brings such needed understanding within this European Union. We start for the economy, of course. All the stuff here, the potential of the market, the potential of commerce, the potential of having more customers, and to become better and better again when we compete with the rest, to have the support of European funds. So all this is not just a frame, but the fuel to make use of this frame in order to develop together with the rest. What is lost? I'm not going to speak now. I will speak more about this during my second presentation. But if we follow certain political populists, you will see the same in Bulgaria, in UK, in Germany, in France, everywhere. Why European Union is wrong. The bigger the social or economic problem, the bigger the space for populists. We know this. So, to make use of this ideology, to speak against European Union versus social nationalism is kind of a familiar story. So, of course, there are a lot of problems, but I don't think that any loss happened due to the membership of Bulgaria in the European Union. It is rather the lack of abilities within Bulgarian institutions to make use of this, to be better organized, to be prepared to make use of this potential for business or for anyone. And part of our problems is that Bulgaria didn't solve this we are losing the battle for the past. The new generations, they don't remember socialism. So if you don't tell them anything in the textbooks, they have heard that there was no unemployment during socialism. There was no crime. It was really very secure time. So it was great. This cliche is dangerously repeated by, by political forces who try to make their political image today and their political perspectives better when they use this false statement. But it has nothing to do with the European Union. We are losing in the European Union this common understanding what is problem with totalitarian systems, not because it is written in the textbook. It's wrong to have a dictator. How it is problematic for one's life. Why it is wrong? Not to write it in a textbook and then to have tests. It's wrong, yes, great, you did it. But to understand it. So, this is a problem as a, it is missing in the narrative. We'll spend more time on this. I don't think that we are falling anywhere aside. We are keeping the track. And despite all the problems with the pace, with the lack of really positive results, Bulgaria and Bulgarians remain within European Union as one of the biggest supporters of the European Union. Even this part of the population who are, well, have balances towards nationalistic parties, still, this is I'm saying this based on data, the reputation of the European Union for Bulgarians remains stable. European institutions are approved by Bulgarians more than our national institutions. So this is kind of an indirect indicator that we, that for us, rules are important, and we have this necessity, and we expect that it is going to happen. So still different groups within Bulgarian society believe that the fact that Bulgaria is a member of the European Union will help this country to restart itself as European society it used to be, with just normal people who are responsible for their lives and they respect the others. And my final words for this presentation is something so, at first glance, not important for this seminar, but how about the development? European Union, as you can see, is the biggest helper, donor for countries in need. Does it matter? I believe that we shouldn't convince us here in this auditorium that it is important. The year 2015 was European Year of Development. All European countries were supposed to have initiatives and activities to inform European citizens and to do things in order to understand that it is not enough to have these funds for causes in Africa or Asia or Balkans or elsewhere outside the boundaries of the European Union. But for Bulgarians, when we go and ask, do you know that actually Bulgaria spends funds to help some Africans? Some people say, oh, we are poor, actually we need help. Why should we help others? Helping others, you help yourself. To understand that you could be poor, you could be rich, to give strengthens your values, strengthens your self-esteem as a moral individual, society, if we can say society is our moral country. Values matter. So the fact that European Union, despite all the problems of bureaucracy, corruption and everything, after all, it is not specific just for Europe or Bulgaria. It is everywhere. We have to deal with it. Still, it's not really specific for our union or country. But not to forget that we live in a global world, and it's up to us. It will preserve us as Europeans for the good part of this notion. Thank you.